Coming up on I'm Not Judging But today.
You know when you ask too many questions of your kids? It's like, would you like this or would you like this? If you give them a choice, they're going to run rings around you. Your WhatsApp group. Do you know how many WhatsApp groups I've got archived? I've got so many archived. And they're and you can't, I actually, you know what?
Them.
It's not my proudest moment, but I actually left the family WhatsApp group once. There's a kind of this weird grey area now of parenting where it's like, are we mates? Are we parents? And you're kind of like dipping in and out. And you kind of talk to them on like a one-on-one and you overshare because that's my thing. And then sometimes that can bite you on the arse.
I am very excited about the next 40 minutes. Today's guest is a chef, TV presenter, and the familiar face keeping Saturday Kitchen running relatively smoothly, even when the wine starts flowing before noon. We used to work together on Food and Wrapped. We had a lot of fun together. He's laid back, he's very charming, and has a knack for making everyone feel like they're sat around the kitchen table with an old friend. Please welcome the lovely Matt Tebbutt.
Hi.
All right,
how you doing?
How's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. That was a nice introduction. I like that.
Well, that's the only nice thing I'm going to say to you.
Okay, fine.
That's it.
Fine.
Brilliant.
Where do we begin with this?
Where do we begin?
Is this podcast?
So don't worry. What even is this? So welcome, Matt Tebbutt, to I'm Not Judging But. This is a podcast where we vaguely talk about parenting.
Great.
And now I've met your children, and they are delightful.
Right?
You produce some such lovely human beings. Yeah, your wife, I'm assuming. No, they are. They're such good company, but you all hang out together and get on really well and socialise together. Can you just give us a bit of advice on how you get to that point, please? Because at the minute we've all got littleish ones / teenagers.
Well, I think, do you know what? I think a lot of that was to do when we had the restaurant. We used to live upstairs in this old pub. We had the restaurant. The kids used to come down all the time. And they used to just be hanging around. So they always grew up from a very young age talking to adults. They would talk to adults of all ages, all descriptions. And I think that's, as part of socializing, I think that's really, really important. And now I can stick them in a room. I mean, they're quite old now. They're 22 and 24. And I know quite happily I could put them in any room of any company and they would be absolutely fine at holding their own. And that, I think, that's the confidence that they got through hospitality. Working in that or living or growing up in that environment, chatting to people constantly, and then being interested in them and not just being on their phones or their tablets and not conversing, not being mute. I can't stand that. I mean, one of the worst things that's ever happened to this society is people middle-class parents who put their kids on tablets and iPads and phones to entertain them, especially during meal times. It's awful. Anyway,
not a fan. There we go. He's started off strong.
So that's. But thank you, Bridie. That's very nice to hear. But they're just good kids.
They're lovely.
Nice kids.
They're
and
nice.
we all hang out. I go to Glastonbury together. We go to other festivals. There's a kind of this weird grey area now of parenting where it's like, are we mates? Are we parents? And you're kind of like dipping in and out of all of that. And it can get quite tricky sometimes when, say, I would maybe relax too much and forget their children or they're my children. Do you know what I mean? And you kind of talk to them on like a one-on-one and you overshare because that's my thing. And then sometimes that can bite you on the arse.
I'm an oversharer.
So sometimes that could come back and bite you. But by and large, it's pretty cool. I like it because it's like, when they left home, it was like losing your flatmates. My daughter left a long time ago. And then my son left 4 years ago. She's just finishing university now. And I can't wait for them to come home because it's like, we've got this house now. And you forget how much noise and chatter and stuff that they bring. And then as they get older, you like the same comedy shows, you like the same films, and you kind of.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's that great thing where you can gang up on the other parent or vice versa, which is always a fun game. So yeah, it's yeah, we get on very well.
That's so
That
nice.
is lovely.
Oh.
That is nice. Do they think you're cool? Because Nora's 10 and she thinks I'm really cringe.
No, I don't think they'd ever describe me as cool. I think they think some of the things I mean, that they'd be wrong, obviously. I think they think some of the things I do are a bit cool. Some of the people I meet are quite cool. And some of the kind of the perks of the job, I think, are quite cool. And they always, I mean, my daughters always go, Dad, can we go to the restaurant? Can we go next Thursday? Are you in town? I'm not working. And what she means is, can I tap up a friend who's got a restaurant and can we get a table late in the day? So I think they think that's cool. And sometimes you get a really nice gig in a foreign country and they get to come along. So that's also cool. Me as a person, nah, not at all.
By association, though.
Yeah, by association.
Do you still cook for your children?
Yep, I do when they're here. I love doing that. I mean, I cook most nights anyway. But when they come home, I'll drop them a text, say, what do you want? I'm going to go pick up some food. And then I get all sort of requests in. So they're really into their food. My daughter,
I would love that. I would love that because I hate cooking.
Requests?
So I would just love that.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I could just mooch. When I get off this, I'm just going to go and light the barbecue and then just spend a couple of hours just kind of leisurely grilling, really. But
it's nice when you've got the time, isn't it?
Well, yeah, there is that. Obviously, like I said, I work funny hours. Sometimes not many, and I don't have kids at home anymore. So it's pretty much like semi-retirement, and I'm far too young for that. Far too young. Don't get me fucking started on garden centres either. I'm not going down that road just yet. Or golf.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I can see you on the golf course. No, we're not doing that yet.
No, you bloody can't. You can see other people on the golf course. You ain't seeing this.
I've literally just been started the golfing. I've literally did 10 holes yesterday.
Really?
And bought some plants from the garden centre recently. So I'm like 150 quid.
Well,
so steady.
There's this fantastic comedian, Dylan Moran, and he did this sketch once. Very, very funny Irish comedian. And he goes, you go through your life, you have your kids, you have your family, the kids leave home, and then you retire, and then it's gardening, death. And that's what I'm looking at.
The end.
So I am putting off the gardening right now.
Oh, epic. When your kids were younger, were they ever picky eaters? I get a feeling that you were like, you eat that or nothing. I get this kind of vibe that you were just kind of like.
Do you get that vibe?
Is that?
The no bullshit vibe.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I
right?
Yeah, you are 100% right. Yeah, because it's like, just no, get on with it. I mean, that's another thing. It's like, when you ask too many questions of your kids, it's like, would you like this or would you like this? If you give them a choice, they're going to run rings around you. You put it down in front of them, you go, right, crack on. And then when they announce that they want to be vegetarian at 13, you go, well, okay, but you're cooking your own. So, and then, I think there has to be a certain amount of, dictatorship within this relationship, quite frankly. So yeah, I mean, we started them on a sort of not quirky foods. We used to go to my go-to is Chinese food. So on our days off at the restaurant, we used to go into Bristol, go to a really good Chinese. And then my daughter was always into it. My son's a bit more conservative. So my wife started making, let's make sandwiches and take it. It's like, no, we're not making bloody sandwiches. We go to the Chinese, we can find something they're going to like. And sure enough, if they haven't got a plate of sandwiches there, they get into lettuce wraps, they get into minced pork and, sweet sticky sauces and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think all the way along we've always pushed them. There's always going to be foods they don't like, for sure. I get that, but I think as long as they kind of try everything. I used to go to school with some mates and hardly really proper picky eaters, and they used to say, do you want some of this? And they go, no, never tried it, don't like it. So what the hell kind of phrase is that? Never tried it, don't like it.
Don't like it.
How do you know?
Yeah,
How do you know?
Yeah, that's our rule with Nora. You have to try it before you say you don't like it.
Yeah,
and not
same
just
with
like
Chris.
sniff it or lick it.
try it
You
again.
have to really eat it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But kids, I mean, when they were growing up, I mean, let's face it. I mean, the go-to. I used to get told off by my wife a lot because she always obviously kids want to eat about 5 o'clock, which is like the busiest time the restaurants are getting ready. Because long story short, we used to live upstairs, come down, cook. And my wife about 5 o'clock said, oh, the kids want some food. And you'll go, that's all right. So I used to chuck something in the fryer, right? Because kids love deep fried food. And anyway, I used to get told off for just chucking food in the fryer. So then she'd make me like cook piece of fish or something like that. So I suppose they always grew up with quite a varied diet. But you need them to try everything, I think. And don't ask what they want.
Don't ask what they want.
Don't give them a choice.
This is what you're having.
I love it. Matt, now it's time for Between You and Me, which is our listeners' chance to spill the beans or ask us for our advice. Do your friends come to you for advice? Are you good at giving advice?
I'm already laughing.
I feel like you'd be a straight talker.
I am pretty straight. I'm quite level-headed, but I am quite straight. I'm not going to muck you around. It depends what sort of advice they come for. If you want how to stay up past 3 a.m. and do knee slides, I'm your man. If you want, sort of like diet tips and wellness advice, probably not so much, really. But yeah, I'm here if somebody, wants to ask me something. I mean, invariably they don't, because I think they'll probably think I'm just laughing.
I'm looking forward to hearing your advice in a minute.
I'm excited about this. We've had an email from Stuart in Dorset. He writes, my daughter is 8 and the level of homework she has to do every day is, I believe, excessive. There's reading, timetables. I already know what you're going to say about this. Timetables, maths, comprehension, English, school projects.
Hard agree.
Stuart wants to know, it's a pain in the neck for her and for him. Any suggestions on how I go about this? And would you like to join me? He wants to campaign on her behalf to stop the homework.
Too much homework. That's the question. Is there stop the homework altogether?
Do you agree with someone who's 8 having lots of homework, or do you think it's a bit of a waste of time?
No, I think there's things. I think I always had homework growing up. My kids always had it. I think homework, yes, to a point. I tell you what, the one thing that's taken over. Again, I blame the middle classes, of which I'm happily in that camp. So let's just put that there. It's all these extra bloody clubs. Homework is one thing, but every single sodding night of the week, there's extra this. There's piano, there's swimming, there's rounders, there's something else. There's something on a Saturday morning. There's, if you're lucky, you'll get something on a Sunday as well. It's like, Jesus Christ, calm it down. Yes, homework, sure, I get it. But then don't do the extra club on top of that. And don't be getting up before school to do anything, unless you're going to be an Olympian or something like that. You need a bit of a life as well. You need kids to come home and just be kids and just veg out.
Yeah, time
they're
to
going
just
to be
be
knackered.
bored and veg out.
Exactly. Come home, have your tea, watch TV till about 6 o'clock or something like that. Do like a couple hours homework, but then that's it. If you've got one thing you're really into at school, then great. But don't do stuff every sodding night. And there's this kind of this one-upmanship with parents mainly about driving kids to be better and to be, to outdo everyone else. It's like, you don't have to do that, really.
I know what you mean, though. I think that kids nowadays have such a full schedule.
Diary.
Very much so. There's a lot going on.
And you need to be young and be a kid and, just have time to not do anything at all, really.
Have enough time to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, right? Exactly. Go down the canal and set fire to things. No, I'm not advocating. I'm not advocating that. But that's what we used to do. I used to live near a canal in Newport in South Wales. We used to go down we used to go on for hours, just hours and hours on your bike. I mean, but you tell, I mean, people sort of talk about it now. You used to clear off and then come back for tea. And, there were no phones, didn't stay in touch. And there was always weirdos hanging around, but you managed to avoid them. I mean, I know, I don't know where I'm going with this, but you need time to do that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, I'll when I speak to Nora later, I'm going to be like, Matt tells me I've got to send you off down by a canal with a lighter.
Yeah, with your mates. Okay, not on your own.
With your mates.
Avoid the weirdos. Light some fires. Sure. Light a fire. Avoid the weirdos.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've definitely learnt something. So we really hope that helps, Stuart.
This is great parenting advice.
That's not going to help Stuart at all. Sorry, Stuart. Jesus. I don't know what you asked me.
You're on your own, Stuart. You're on your own.
Oh,
you're on your own.
I'm almost scared to say this, but we've had a voice note too from Andy, and it's just for you, Matt. Let's have a listen.
Hello, Matt, you absolute legend. Andy here. So I've got a question about how to get our kids into more adult food. So our 7-year-old, he loves his seafood, but he's not really that adventurous generally with food. And I was just wondering, any tips you've got on how to get him into things with a more adult palate? Thanks.
Okay, so one thing I've always been a big advocate of is kids using their hands to wrap and roll stuff, make things, and be more kind of in tune with food rather than being so detached. People are so terrified these days of germs and making everything scrupulously clean, and you can't touch this, you can't touch that. Part of the joy of cooking is getting your hands involved, getting a bit messy, licking the bowl, taking pulling stuff out with your hand. I think that's always a good way of doing it. Like I said, we got our kids into Chinese food, sticky sauces, sweet, a little bit hot. I mean, you can temper it all for a sort of a younger palate. Mexican food would offer the same. You don't have to have it sort of super chilly. But if you went into food they loved, I mean, like seafood, for example, you could just kind of, I mean, they're still very young. What was it, 8? Were they 8?
7, I think, but
Seven, 8. I mean, that's still pretty young, but you can start introducing a little bit of flavor, extra flavor here or there. I remember my daughter eating deep fried anchovies as a baby, and that was probably because they were quite salty, and she loved them. So just a little bit of kind of extra flavor. But I wholeheartedly recommend the whole getting your hands in it, mixing things up yourself, tasting it with your hands, finding things delicious, adding a bit more, just playing with it, really. You could get a whole load of like little jars and pots and, different sort of sauces out and just kind of create and sort of make it up, but make it fun. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just food.
My kids really love make your own pizza, and then they eat half the ingredients whilst they're putting it on top of the pizza. Yeah. So you're getting the food in before you even made the food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, getting them involved, isn't it? With the chopping and the prepping and get them infused about the whole process.
Absolutely, definitely. And even, if you could even sort of grow your own stuff, simple things like herbs, then you could see it growing, you can pick it, you can try it, and it might not be their cup of tea, but there's a much more of a connection going on there than it is if it just comes wrapped in cling film from a supermarket. An adult puts it together and it's given to them. I mean, there's no connection there at all. But if the kids are involved and they can get dirty and get excited, by making something, I think that ignites a bit more of a passion for food. God, a sensible answer.
That was great advice.
That was really good advice. Well done.
Let's not go on anymore. I'm done here.
Back in the game.
We'll just end it there. Thanks, Matt. Bye. We hope you've enjoyed ours and Matt's very, very good advice there. Please send us in your dilemmas. We love trying to help. Drop us a line at imnotjudgingbutpod@gmail.com or DM us a voice note on Instagram at imnotjudgingbutpod. Now, Matt, you've got your own podcast, haven't you, at the moment on BBC Sounds? Tell us about it. Do you give advice?
No, I don't give advice at all. It's called Checkout Confessions, and it's basically it's me judging people and what they buy in supermarkets. So it is kind of just a conversation. Right. So you know when you're going around a supermarket and you put some stuff in your basket and you go, oh, not sure I want people to see that, or if you're going along and you see like some sad looking bloke and he's got like, say, a bottle of whiskey and a load of ready meals for one, you're already judging them. You know what I mean? You know, you've got a little insight into their life. So it's about, so we talk to famouses or chefs, and it's about the things that they pick up regularly or some kind of oddities, things they might hide. I mean, I was chatting to this lovely guy, he's a comedian called Mike Bubbins, a Welsh boy, and he had Clamato juice in it. And I thought, what the hell's that? And it's a Canadian drink. It's like a tomato juice, but it's made with clams as well. So then there's a conversation going on about that. And then he tells me that his mate has just turned 50 and he brought himself an Aston Martin. So this is all off the back of tomato juice in a basket, right? His mate's just brought his Aston Martin. He's 50. Mike was going to go over there to his birthday, say happy birthday. He said, what do I take the guy who's got everything? He went, I know. So he packed a red leather thong, and Mike's quite a big bloke. So he got to his house early in the morning. He stripped off, he put this red leather thong on, and he went, I know, I'll give him a sexy car wash. So his whole neighborhood woke up to Mike in a red leather thong, just soaping up this Aston Martin first thing.
Oh my God. That is brilliant.
So those are the kind of stories that we get out. I mean, it's a jumping off point from something you go, you know. But anyway. So that's mine. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I don't give advice.
Exceptional.
Put a red thong on and start washing some cars. Great advice. Yeah.
Sexy car wash.
Everything.
You've got another podcast though on the horizon, is that right? Can you give us any exclusives? Or you're not allowed to
what's
talk about
better than
it yet?
doing one podcast? 2 podcasts. So I'm doing one with Ollie Smith. It's coming out later in the year. I can't say too much about it, but it's basically Ollie and I getting together in the room and talking nonsense and just having a laugh.
Right.
There is a thread of sensible stuff behind it, but you know the overarching thing is just nonsense. And it's, I mean, we've done 3 acts recently to sort of test it, and it was the easiest couple of hours I've ever done, because it's just, you know, you and your mate having a nonsense chat, really, and then off the back of that something else jumps into your head and then something else comes in and it goes all over the show, so it's funny. Anyway, so I'm doing that's coming out later in the year. Thanks for raising that.
Oh, amazing. But that's what you do best though, is chaotic nonsense. Like,
I've got more chaotic the older I've got, and I don't know why. I used to be quite good in school, but now it's like I don't. There's, you know, that kind of thing that holds you back until you're maybe 40, and then you lose it, and then you hit 50, and you couldn't give a shit. I mean, I think I'm there now.
Yeah, I can feel it coming.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Yeah, the no shit's given.
I think it's like you have. It's the kind of, you go closer and closer to this zero tolerance of bullshit.
Yeah,
and mine's quite low now. You know, if you can just. You can just see it a mile off and you go, nah, I'm just not having any of that.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you'd probably put up with it, and then you'd sort of make yourself tired and uncomfortable because you're running around all this nonsense and adapting to somebody else's crap.
Yeah.
And now I don't. As long as you're not out there hurting anyone or saying anything you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
you're just protecting your peace a bit more, aren't you? I think the older that you get, the more you want to protect your peace, don't you? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Time's precious.
I can't imagine Matt ever at peace.
Do you know what I love now? I do the show on a Saturday, and I love coming back on a Saturday evening, taking my shoes and socks off, and just padding around the garden barefoot with a gin and tonic. And I love that. Or first thing in the morning when the weather's good. I get up nice and early. I'm outside with my cats. It's about 6:37 in the morning. And again, I'm just padding around. It's just probably in my pants, barefoot. I just absolutely love it. Nobody's calling me. I haven't got any signal in the garden because I live in Wales. And it's just absolute kind of switch off time. And I just love it.
Nice.
Absolutely love it. That's when I'm most centred.
I don't think you're far off the garden centres,
No,
you know.
don't say that.
When you said gardens, I did think.
I like a plant. Okay, I like a plant like the rest, like the next man. What I don't want to do, I'm getting my pointy finger out there. What I don't want to go is potter. You know what I mean? I haven't hit that point yet where I go to a garden centre.
Quick slide to death.
Trowel.
Just potter. Just always go and have a potter around. Go and have a cup of tea in a garden centre. That's got like 30 years on it. I ain't going anywhere near that yet. So that's what I'm most kind of like nervous about, is when I'm comfortable with a potter and a cup of tea in a garden. Not that I've got anything against anyone who does that. That's up to them. But it's not for me. It's not for me right now.
Audience.
I've just insulted most of your Saturday morning.
Your demographic there.
Now it's time for a section we like to call Overheard in the Playground, where basically we've heard some gossip and we want to discuss it. Vix has got the goss for us this week. Vix, hit us with what you know.
I have got the goss. So my friend was telling me how every year the PTA organise a camping trip for each year.
Right.
So basically they all went away on like a 2-nighter somewhere, and on the Saturday night they all got really, really drunk and then put the kids to bed, and they got more and more drunk to the point.
Was there some extracurricular snogging going on?
Oh my God! I don't know, but I'm definitely going to ask. Basically,
what do you mean you haven't asked that? That's the obvious thing to ask.
What happened? So no, basically they all got so drunk after it just escalated when the kids went to bed that the police were called. Somebody called the police, and then they all got and an ambulance was called as well because somebody had passed out. Then they got they've been banned. The school's been banned from using that campsite ever again.
Wow.
I'm not judging, but I do like a good time, but. You know, I mean...
What school is this?
We couldn't possibly say,
nothing.
What rough-ass school is this?
Somewhere.
Wow. Okay.
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
That is raucous.
Embarrassing.
I just avoid any kind of school camping trip if I can.
I mean, the thing is, if you're going on a school camping trip, there's gonna be repercussions. Like, you can't let loose.
Snogging.
Like, nobody's watching. They're all watching.
Everyone's watching.
And you're going to hear about it on the side WhatsApp groups from the main WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And it's going to come back around. Just
behave
yourself.
WhatsApp groups. Jesus Christ.
Oh, are you glad? Are you glad you're out of them?
God, WhatsApp groups. Do you know how many WhatsApp groups I've got archived? I've got so many archived. And they're just... And you can't... I had to, you know what?
Them.
It's not my proudest moment, but I actually left the family WhatsApp group once. There was just too much traffic.
Too much.
And the trouble is, if I'm on a WhatsApp group, unless somebody specifically asks me a question, I'm never going to answer because I'll just leave that to somebody else to answer. So it's absolutely pointless having me on the group. Just get in touch. Let me know what you want, because I give nothing to WhatsApp groups. And now my friend Ollie Smith has introduced me to just disappearing messages on WhatsApp. So keep it safe, kids. You do not.
There's no
want a lot of those
evidence.
messages. Exactly. So that's my top tip for WhatsApp groups. I'm kind of taking over and going down a different route. I'm really sorry.
We love that though. That's exactly what we want. Wonderful chaos.
You do you.
So back to your PTA on a camping trip. So they basically all got trashed. Somebody got into a fight.
They all got really trashed.
It all got a bit messy. This is fantastic. This has reaffirmed my faith in WhatsApp group, in PTA.
In that generation now, yeah.
Yeah. I think this is actually
making
secretly
some mistakes.
Great. It makes me human. It's not like, little Jimmy's up on the violin and Mary's grade 8 at piano and so fuck that. Sorry.
Mum's trashed and she sat in the barbecue.
Exactly. Sat and fell in the
ambulance are on
barbecue.
the way from the burns.
So what we're all saying is we'd quite like to go on that camping trip.
Yeah, good on you.
Police and all.
In reflection, I think that's been a great trip.
Coming to the next one.
Yeah. He's gone full circle. Brilliant. Vix, you can let your friend know to invite Matt on the next one.
Add him to the group, direct message, because he won't respond.
I won't respond. I'll bring nothing to your group.
Right, Matt, we've got a fun game for you now. It's called Have You Ever? And I'm scared to ask that.
Yes.
But it's parenting related, so let's keep it PG, okay?
Okay.
So all we need is a yes or no. That's the only answer you can give. And you need to give your answer as quickly as you can. Are you ready?
That is not possible.
Have you ever hidden in the toilet to get 5 minutes of peace?
Yeah, daily.
Daily. Have you ever told your kids something was fully booked when you couldn't be bothered to go?
Yes. Can I elaborate?
Yeah.
So for 8 years running, we went to southern Italy. We went to Puglia on holiday with the kids when they were small. For 8 years, we used to drive past a water park. And every time we drove past it, we would go, look at the sea. And they go like that. We'd go past the water park. And they never knew it was there.
That is brilliant.
That is genius. Absolute genius.
8 years running. Anyway, go on. Give me another quick fire one.
Wow. Okay.
You should be really proud of yourself for that one. That is a good run.
That's like epic. That's like elite level parenting.
That's actually really good parenting tip, right?
Yeah. I'm going to take that. Have you ever pretended not to hear your kids calling your name?
Yes. Is there a no to any of these? Yes, of course. Yeah. So my daughter, she calls me dad. She calls my wife Lisa. She doesn't call her mum. I say, why have you given up calling her mum? She said, because she doesn't answer. If I go mum, 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 she doesn't answer. If I say Lisa, she's like that. She answers immediately. So she's given up. So yeah. So anyway.
Have you ever finished your child's Easter egg before they noticed?
Yeah. I mean, or you break it open, eat all the chocolates inside, put it back together, and pretend it didn't have chocolates inside.
That is so devious.
Troublemaker.
Have you ever Googled whether something your child did was normal?
Oh, that is a no. I don't know. I don't. No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I didn't care enough.
Have you ever offered to work because it sounded easier than a child's birthday party?
Yes. Although I used to love kids' birthday parties. I used to love hosting my kids' birthday parties. And we had a pirate party once. So obviously I slashed the T-shirt, I dressed up, blah, blah, blah. And it was my daughter. And she was a proper tomboy. And that day she chose to go as Wendy, the pirate. I said, Wendy's not a pirate. No, I want to go as Wendy today. It's like, okay, it was a pirate party. But anyway, and I used to do like Harry Potter things. I made a Harry Potter cake. We had a Doctor Who. But I used to love putting on parties just because it was more for me.
I bet it was so fun.
Love that.
Yeah, me too. I love it.
I used to hate swimming parties. That's what I hated. Bloody swimming parties. Oh, this just stupid human, human soup. And then if it was your swimming party, you're in charge. So you have to get your bloody swimming costumes, trunks on, and then you have to stand there and you have to keep 20 kids alive. It's like, this is not fun for anyone. And then there's splashing, so you don't know if they're splashing and having fun or splashing because they're drowning. That was highly stressful. And then you go upstairs. You get upstairs to that really hot room which overlooks the pool, and then has some really shitty sandwiches. That was Anyway, swimming parties, they can do one.
Do you know what, Matt? You've never been more relatable than you are right now. Right, you've got to finish this off though, Matt, because we ask every guest at the end of the podcast to finish off this sentence. I'm not judging, but, and then you say one thing that winds you up, swimming parties, apparently, within the realm of parenting. For example, you might say, I'm not judging, but I can't cope when I see kids with snotty noses hanging out like train tracks and their parents don't wipe it. Get the idea. Go for it. Give us your I'm not judging, but.
I'm not judging. Well, I am judging. I'm not judging, but I hate it when parents don't change the tone of their voice when they're talking to their children. You know, when the kid has their iPad up too loud at a table and they go, darling, can you just turn that down? Can you just turn that down, darling? Not, turn it down! Do that. And then they go, and they turn it down. It's like, oh, darling, would you mind turning that down? It's like, no,
so not a fan of
the
gentle parenting.
No, I am not.
Not a fan of gentle parenting.
It's the tone of the voice. If it's one monotone, the kid doesn't know that that's out of sync. It's not on.
It's an instruction.
You know, there needs to be highs and lows of a change. There's a tonal key change. And that is the trouble. That's where all our problems have come from. Is the middle class parent and darling, would you mind not biting his ear off? You know, it's like, oi, something like that usually does the trick, I find.
Amazing.
I don't know if I'm giving a great impression of my parenting here.
I think you are.
But can we just go back to the beginning where my kids, we're all friends and we all want to hang out together? Let's leave it there, just in case anyone just came into this at the end and going, God, he's an awful human.
No, like I said, Matt, I've met your kids and they're great. So you must have done something very right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Matt. It's been brilliant.
Thanks, guys. That was fun.
It has been awesome.
It was great. Wonderfully chaotic, as always. You can find Matt online at matt.tebbutt and at saturday.kitchen. Have a great week. Thanks so much, Charlie and Vix. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys. Lovely to see you. Take care.